For today's sail, I am sailing on a Sunday in mid-August. It's a cloudy day, and I've been out for about 5 hours at this point. It's fairly windy, but not whitecapping. And right now, you can see I'm sailing through some pretty good gusts that are coming from the east, which is where most of the terrain is. And so as the wind goes over the mountains and kind of through some of the little saddles and valleys, it accelerates and you end up getting these gusts. So you can see one there kind of off to my starboard side that's coming in and hits me right there. And not a lot of traffic on the lake considering it's a Sunday. There's another gust you can see coming from my starboard side there. Yeah, that was a good one. So I just continue heading down the lake, just kind of following the shore there on the starboard side. So I think you can hear that whistling, and that is the track, the sail track in the mast, and it starts whistling with winds of greater than 16 miles per hour. Couple of whitecaps now, but really overall the water's fairly flat. And again, not a lot of traffic out here. There's one boat down to the south, and that's about it. So another big gust. And the marina is there off to my starboard side. So that's where I'm heading, into the Marina Cove. You can see some of the no-wake buoys. So I'm sailing right now with a double-reefed main and a number 4 or 80% heavy weather jib. So I look back at my tracks on the Windspeed app, and this whole run down the lake I'm doing between 4.7 and 5.2 knots. So the boat's moving pretty good. So there's the marina. You can see a lot of cloud cover, which is uncharacteristic for Colorado in the summer. You can see that one big saddle off to the starboard side. That's where a lot of the wind comes through. And so it gets channeled in there and then really accelerates. So now I'm about in the middle of the Marina Cove, and so I'm going to make a turn to starboard here in a second and create some space so that while I'm taking down my sails, I can drift. Alright, so I'm making my turn to starboard. So I'm going to head into the wind for a little bit, again to create that space so that once I go hove to, I can drift downwind, but I got to create that space first. The boat's still moving really good right here. I'm doing about 4.7 knots. And then a little lull and a wind shift comes in. So entering the no wake zone, and wind shift. So I bear away a little bit. So I'm trying to head up as close as I can to the shore so that I create that space to drift back downwind. But of course you can see there's a boat coming up on my starboard side, and that's one of the rental boats from the marina, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what he's doing. So instead of going behind me, he's trying to race and get, across in front of my bow. But of course he's also coming into the no wake zone, so he's gonna have to slow down. And it just ends up forcing me to go ahead and make a turn before I really want to. So yeah, I always have to watch out for the rental pontoon boats, because generally those are folks with not a lot of experience, and I'm the only sailboat on the lake, so a lot of folks just don't know what the rules are and how to act when they see a sailboat approaching them. So I'll go ahead and make my turn and tighten up my head sail and go hove to, and basically my plan is to drift along the cove while I take down my sails. I give the pontoon guys a dirty look. And so now I'm basically drifting in the no wake zone right in front of the marina. So I got my sail ties and start preparing to take down the sails. So first is the mainsail. Normally I would sheet it out when I take it down, but because it's double reefed, it's not a lot of sailcloth, and so I don't even have to really sheet it out. I just can pull it down. So I get the mainsail down and start putting in the sail ties, and I guess technically I'm sailing jib only, but because I've got the tiller tied off, trying to turn the boat to starboard, and the jib is pulled really tight. Basically the boat is kind of still hove to, but with the stern to the wind instead of the bow. Now if I turn the tiller the other way, if I turned the tiller to turn the boat to port, then the boat would start sailing. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.